Hello, welcome to another reading, welcome to another message. So today it's going to be a pretty short reading. I'm just using one of my decks here. This is the Archetype Cards Oracle deck. And I just got this deck and I keep feeling called to do a message for how's the divine masculine viewing the divine feminine, okay? And how does a divine masculine feel that their divine feminine is viewing them, okay? So cards are already ready and shuffled. If you are struggling to like really discern between if you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine in the connection, then you know this reading could help with you just picking up on the energies and whichever one resonates for you more. Okay, so we're going to start off with how the divine masculine is viewing their divine feminine. Okay, so we have a card that flipped out. It's the Midas Messier. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this deck features, I'm sure you've seen it before, this deck features light attributes and shadow attributes. I will switch back and forth. It's really just like what the message is giving, but I'm sure that I'll be looking at both of them on some of the cards, maybe just pulling more from the shadow attributes on another card. So it's just what the energy is giving. So I feel called to read the light attribute. So entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. So the divine masculine is viewing their divine counterpart as someone who is like an alchemist, someone who can turn anything that happens, any situation that occurs in their life in their favor, okay, to work out in their favor. This divine masculine is viewing their counterpart as someone who is very successful, someone who is very resourceful, okay? They rarely, if ever, see you like down and out or like really struggling. And again, even if you are in that type of energy where you feel like you are lacking some things, okay, you feel like you are going without a lot, like the way you handle it is for lack of better terms, like badass. Like that's how they would describe it. They also see you as someone who's very generous, someone who's very loving. So you could be a divine feminine, or who's ever watching this, maybe it's a divine masculine watching this, take it how it resonates. But for the divine feminine energy, you could have recently started some type of like practice or service, or it's something that you do whether you get paid or not that helps other people, some type of program. Maybe you just started working on like some type of program for, you know, the less fortunate, or you're just very connected to your community. But I am really getting an energy where a divine feminine recently embarked on some type of like endeavor that deals with like giving back and being a resource. Okay, this could be something that you do get paid for. This could be your job. Your job focuses around helping other people, getting people connected to certain resources. And this is something that the divine masculine really respects, really appreciates, and more importantly is like inspired by, is what I'm getting. Okay, so the divine masculine is very much in this inspired energy towards their divine feminine. Right? Like, look at this card. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's upside down. I don't know. I'll just describe it. It's like one person's like laying down, hovered over. I guess that's like the shadow attribute, because the shadow attribute is hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. And this person's like holding on to a bag of money, and this other person is like, they're just receptive to being given things, right? They have their hand open for whatever it is that they receive. And it's like, it's not like once they receive something, they're over it. They're, you know, gonna go and like hoard it and stuff like that. This is someone who's constantly in that flow of receiving and giving, right? So it's this energy of, even when the divine masculine is in this energy of really wanting to hoard money and physical possessions to feel safer, to feel more grounded and secure in their life, like they notice that the divine feminine is more so, you know, things will come. As long as I am receptive to receiving things, and I'm going to receive things, right? But this person that's hunched over, like they're not receptive to receiving anything. Like, what are they going to grab it with? Their hands, one hand is closed, the other one is like grasping the money. Like, how can you receive anything in this energy? And the divine feminine is aware of that. And the divine masculine is becoming more aware of that because of their divine counterpart, right? Like, you think you're doing yourself a favor by like holding on to money and shit like that, but then you're not, like, energetically and physically, if you're holding on tightly to money, you can't receive more. You have to let things go to pick up more things, right? Okay, that's one card, so I don't I don't want this to be super long. So let's get one more. I want to get one more because I feel like one more romantic card. Oh wow, that's the complete opposite. Okay. Interesting. So the card that flipped out here, like strongly, was the hedonist card. Okay, so I'm going to read both light and shadow attributes. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Okay, and then a shadow attribute is pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is the divine masculine is aware of the shift that the divine feminine has went through, right? Not to say that you were a literal hedonist or anything like that, but you know, having those type of tendencies, that could have been something that the divine masculine realized and saw in their divine feminine early on, and they don't see that anymore. Okay, or this is them seeing how they were in this type of energy, right? And how they have changed and been inspired by their divine feminine. Okay, so divine masculine is going through a shift, and obviously, like, you're feeling that shift as well as twins. Like, you go through the same thing slightly different, but there is this huge realizations for this collective that I'm reading for of divine masculines, where that hedonist mentality, that, you know, hoarding mentality, life is all about sorry guys, my phone is going off. Texting my sister about her birthday. Yeah. What was I saying? So yeah, just being very materialistic. Okay. They have experienced their own personal shift, and it's like, it's hard to acknowledge that shift and not acknowledge the divine feminine's role in it, right? So again, it's this inspiration and appreciation vibe that's going on here. They do wish that their divine feminine celebrated themselves more, hyped themselves up more, was just, I guess a bit more egotistical, like it wouldn't hurt. Or they're kind of like, they're kind of missing that more so like egotistical person you were when you first met versus who you are now. There's this message that the divine masculine wants the divine feminine to know that they appreciate and love the changes that you've gone through, but like, they didn't really have a problem with who you were in the past. Like, they even like that version of you. They understood how you needed to change and evolve, and how that version of you, you know, is not as aware, is not as secure, is not as happy, is not as fulfilled, is not as at peace, right, compared to who you are today. So they understand that, and it's not like they want you to go back and anything like that. It's just, it's this message of like, they really liked you even back then. So just imagine how they like you now with who you have evolved to be. The divine masculine wants the divine feminine to know, like, every stage of you has been awesome to witness and be a part of. Wow. I'm going to get emotional. So now let's do how does the divine masculine feel the divine feminine is viewing them? Okay, so we're still reading for the masculine energy, right? But how do they feel that their counterpart is viewing them? Okay, that slave card wanted to come over, but not really. So they feel like the divine feminine sees the divine masculine is like, it's like this person who couldn't leave even if they wanted to, right? Like somebody's a slave for you. I think that's a Britney Spears song, so that could be a message. But it's not like in this evil way. It's just like the divine masculine feels that the divine feminine is aware that even if the divine masculine wanted to get away and knew how to separate themselves completely and totally, right? Even if they had that option, they wouldn't do it. Not at this point. Like, not at this point in the game. Okay, they feel like a slave for you. I just listened to that Britney Spears song. I haven't listened to it in years, and even when I did, I doubt I was really listening to it. So we have the Engineer card. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Okay, shadow attribute is reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So the divine masculine feels that the DF does respect and appreciate how they move, how they operate in this world, their way of going about things. The divine masculine feels that the DF is aware that it is different. It is slightly different from how the divine feminine goes about things, right? There's this energy of the divine feminine is understanding to the divine masculine, just, you know, how they navigate through life. They probably would change some things. The divine feminine will still probably change some things, but there is this appreciation. Like, I get why you had to, like, why you have to approach life like that, or why you think you have to approach life like that. Like, I can understand based off your experiences, based off your birth chart, based off the people you hang around, based off what you do for a living. Like, I understand why your mind has to work in that way. But then there's also this side message, and I feel like the divine masculine is aware, but they don't really put too much attention on it because they don't really know what to do with it right now. Where, like, the divine feminine does wish that their counterpart, the divine masculine, could also see why they had to operate the way that, you know, the divine feminine does. Like, they just wish the understanding was reciprocal. Okay, the divine feminine feels like they are like very understanding, or they try to put themselves in their counterpart's shoes, but they don't feel like they get that energy back. And again, this is something that the divine masculine is aware of, but I just feel like they don't give it too much energy, or they try to ignore it. It's a thought that they try to suppress and not really deal with right now. Okay, let's get one more. The divine masculine feels like the divine feminine is in their head, like trying to get in their head, trying to like send telepathic messages and stuff like that, because this is right, it's giving crown chakra, like trying to come in and like infiltrate the divine masculine's thoughts. And it's working. They feel like it's working. That's why they're aware of it. Okay, this is a divine masculine that is aware of the fact that you guys communicate to each other, and it doesn't have to be face-to-face, over the phone, text messages, right? It could be through songs, it could be through signs, it could be through seeing birthdays, like just every symbol, right? Any type of symbol. There's so many symbols out there that we can break down and get a meaning from. And the divine masculine recognizes that it moves beyond words, right? It moves beyond mouth moving and texting and stuff like that. I feel like there's a song I'm thinking of and I don't know. Okay, is that it? Okay, no. We have the Hermit card, okay? So again, this is for how does a divine masculine feel the divine feminine is viewing them. I like how I fixed it and it's not even, whatever. Seeks solitude. This is the light attributes. Seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Yeah, it's this energy of the divine. The divine feminine could have said something to the divine masculine that very much was surrounded around like just hyping up your mind and hyping up just, yeah, how you think. Like, the divine masculine recognizes that the divine feminine views them as very creative, very smart, very resourceful. So that's mutual, because I think I got resourceful for how the divine masculine views the divine feminine. Okay. So yeah, there's that reciprocal energy of both of you guys feel that you two are very resourceful in different ways, but still very resourceful. So there's this understanding, this mutual understanding that's like, bro, if we bring these resources together, when we bring these resources together, like it's going to be off the charts, right? Once we engineer and really figure out how to make our two aspects and perspectives of life come together, like it's totally up from there. So there is this mutual type of excitement going on between these this collective that I'm reading for of divine counterparts. So yeah, I don't know. The divine masculine just feels like the divine feminine appreciates their mind. Right? They, I don't know what that word is when you're like attracted to someone. You can only be sexually attracted to someone once you really know how they think, like you're attracted to how they think. But yeah, this is a divine masculine that is aware that their counterpart is very much attracted to how they think and how they view life, even if there are some things that they would change, even if there are some things that the divine feminine still doesn't understand about how the divine masculine navigates. It's this attraction to your crown space, your crown chakra. They think it could be a little bit calculating and cold sometimes, but even that is like really interesting and fascinating to the divine feminine, because they either see, 9 times out of 10, they see that in themselves a little bit, but they never was comfortable enough, felt supported enough, or, just, I don't want to say confident. I mean, maybe it is confident enough to kind of approach life the way that the divine masculine does. Like they feel like that's a version of themselves that they had to suppress. I had that channel realization like a couple of days ago, where it really is this collective of twin flames that are realizing the things that their divine counterpart is so open about, like the things that the personality traits that you could pick up on in 2 minutes just from talking to the divine feminine or the divine masculine. Those are things that were suppressed, right? So what the divine feminine can quickly pick up on for the divine masculine, right, just how they move, is something that was kind of suppressed within that divine feminine. So it's being able to see a version of yourself that really did not have a lot of attention, shine, or ability just to like flourish and be and exist, right? And it's something that your twin is very loud about. So that could be happening for you and your twin at this time. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. It's just, I feel like the divine masculine, because it kind of looks like this person's like holding their heart, like hunched over and like holding their heart, like something just pained their heart, but like in a good way. Something just hit their heart, but it made them feel good. Like I don't know, I'm getting like your heart chakra being bust open, right? Bursting out with love, or a flower blooming, right? It's this energy of feeling very emotional. Like it gets the divine masculine very emotional just to think that their mind alone is something that attracts, turns on the divine feminine. I feel like that's something they haven't really experienced. It people are either attracted to their mind and their money, or just their money, or just their body, or just the people that they knew, right? Like things, disposable things that don't always stay the same, things that is not very personal to the divine masculine. That is what attracted other people, karmics, if you will. And they realize now that their divine feminine is just like I mean, yeah, you care about other parts of them, but their mind is something that really keeps you around, how they view life, their perspective, their viewpoint, their lens on life is something that the divine feminine is so intrigued by. And that has that has a particular set of divine masculines, like very emotional. So I'm gonna leave it there. I think this is something that I should try to do consistently. Because obviously this will change over time. Okay. I feel like there's this mutual energy. We have this child magical card. I feel like there's this mutual energy between the twins that's like both of you guys, whatever your methods are, you have this ability to not allow shit to taint you too much, right? Not to say you don't have good days or like bad days and stuff like that, or shit, maybe even bad months, okay? But there's something internally within you. It's that alchemist energy to where you're not turning completely jaded and heartless and just dejected from life. There's this understanding that you both might have slightly different ways of kind of healing yourself, licking your wounds, okay, turning a not so good situation into a favorable situation for yourself, for others, for the greater good. It might be different, but the result is still the same, right? And it's you two being who you are, who you were before that unfortunate situation, before that unfortunate meeting with that person, that inner child. Okay, both of you guys have noticed throughout the time of knowing each other, it was never hard to spot each other's inner child, because you guys have a way of just letting your inner child be heard still, despite however old you are, however many situations you went through that was just awful, okay? Compared to other people that you guys experience, it's so much more easier to locate and pull out and connect with each other's inner child, okay? And it's not just because you guys like do that with one another because you're twins. That's something that you both see the other one doing just in their everyday life. I hope that makes sense. For this collective of twin flames, like your inner child is very healed, or feels very seen, or again, it's something where you can't hide it, you can't suppress it as much as other people. You're not meant to, I guess, is the message. But that's something that you guys both see in one another and have always seen in one another, okay? That's something that has stayed the same. So I'm going to leave it there. That's the message. I hope it resonated. I think I have this up as a personal service. I'll definitely have it up as a personal service by the time I upload this. So I'm going to leave the link below if you want to book a personal reading that follows this type of guideline, if you will. I don't know. So yeah, that's the message. I hope it resonated. I'm sending you love, good energy, good vibes, and same to your twin. And yeah, bye.